everybody. It is Tuesday. We are on our way for somebody to take pictures with Santa. You ready to meet Santa? Hello? You ready? We're waiting for the elevator now. Typical EP life fashion. I'm running to get these Santa pictures. I'm always late. The Hellfire Club. MILFs.
Oh, look, there's nobody online. You should get ready for us. Look, we're gonna be nice and fresh and so is Santa. Oh, he's late. Where's he going?
No, I think he's next to the tree. Oh, Razor. Oh, wow. We gotta come here when that opens up. It got delayed because of the vid.
There's nobody.
Lit. We're here. Yeah. You guys, Lucas is eating bread and hot dog. You like it? Food is life. Hey guys, so in true EP life fashion, of course, I forgot to continue the vlog. The rest of the day was pretty busy. I don't want to say chaotic because I feel like that would not be accurate. Took Lucas to see Santa. I had to stop filming when we got him to Santa because the lady was being a super stickler about filming on the set. He did very well. I haven't decided whether or not I'm gonna save the pictures for Christmas or am I gonna insert some here. He did very well. I was very surprised. He was waking up from a nap, so I felt it was gonna be a toss-up on how he reacted, but he did for the most part pretty good. We went and got something to eat. I got his Vans for his birthday pictures. I have a coworker working on a shirt for him that should be in my hands soon, which came out perfect. He also decided to eat hot dog and pretzel for the first time. Of course, he's slowly but surely getting used to eating table food because since this day he's also had a couple of pieces of chicken that I've chewed, and he's also had some mashed potatoes. So we'll see how he does. I wanted to go ahead and wrap up the video, but I didn't think it would be appropriate just to close out with the little bit of footage that I got, so I figured why not do a Q&A. I had some questions sent to me. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of these questions. I'm definitely planning to do another Q&A or / mommy Q&A during Vlogmas. I'm just struggling to get content out before Vlogmas because I have so many ideas for it. But I wanted to go ahead and wrap up the video and do a quick Q&A while David gets the baby down for bedtime and we have some much needed couple time. First question is being a mom all I hoped it would be? It definitely is, but it's more. Like, I really didn't expect, you know, everybody talks about, you know, when you have a child, it's like your heart is walking around outside of you, and I really didn't understand what that meant or like how my mother felt about myself and my sister, but I definitely feel it. Like, he is honestly my pride and joy. He's everything to me. And just to watch him pick up new things, watch him grow up. Like, the other day he learned how to clap his hands for the first time, and it was just like a moment, because I was going and he just came out and went, and I was like it's just, it's such an indescribable feeling. It's definitely rewarding. I love being a mom. How do you find time for yourself now that you have a baby? Great question. It's something I'm definitely struggling with. As you've seen, videos are not coming out as often as they used to. I'm finding that I'm struggling to have time for myself because I am a working mom, you know, so I try to find the time to vlog, try to find the time to color, try to find the time to play video games, and I'm struggling because it's either I go to bed when Lucas goes to bed and get the full night's rest because his nights are unpredictable, or I do what I want to do and reap what I sow in the event he wakes me up in the middle of the night. I'm also trying to, you know, make sure I have time for me, but also have time for David and have time for my family. Like, the other day I had a Sunday off, and I don't normally have Sundays off, and I took that opportunity to spend time with my mom and my sister because I really don't have the time as much as I used to now that I'm back to work. So I'm honestly, it's a work in progress. Have I lived in New York City all my life? Yes, I have. From birth to 12 years old, 11 years old. I go by grades. So from birth to the summer going into the 8th grade, I lived in Hell's Kitchen in Manhattan. From graduating 8th grade to graduating college, because I have an associate's degree, I lived in Queens, the borderline between Queens and Long Island, and I would say I've now lived in the Bronx for, this summer made 4 years. Can you tell me about your breastfeeding journey? You've never made a video about it. Yeah, I did. I wanted to make a video about it, but then I just never got around to it. So I had every intention of breastfeeding Lucas. And for those that don't know, I had to be induced. So Lucas came 3 weeks early. Shortly after birth, I don't remember. I feel like they tried to get him to latch, but this situation is flat. So it was very difficult to get him to latch. I didn't feel any way, like I didn't feel rejected. I just wanted my baby to eat. And the first night, the only night, was it the only night? Well, the night that Lucas was born was like the hardest night because he was crying, he was hungry, and the nurses in the hospital kept pushing and pushing and pushing for me to breastfeed, but my milk hadn't fully come in yet. So I was literally hand expressing and squeezing colostrum out of my breast, putting it in these little vials, and Lucas was feeding David through, David was feeding Lucas through a syringe. And the nurses kept telling me that's enough, you know, his body is the size, his stomach is the size of a marble, but he kept crying. So, you know, I think they had documented that I wanted to breastfeed, so they weren't inclined to give me formula until David was like, no, this baby's crying, like, he needs formula. So he was a part formula, part breastfed baby until 2 months. What I did was he got 1 bottle of milk, 1 bottle of formula, because I was pumping every 2 to 3 hours. It got to a point, because David was home with me for 3 months, David did the nights with the baby. So I would not get up to pump, because I would get up and tears would be coming out my eyes because I was so tired. Because for those that don't know, breastfeeding, whether you're pumping or actually feeding that baby, it is no joke. Like, you literally feel the life being sucked out of you. So I was pumping and pumping and pumping, and whatever I pumped that Lucas did not drink within the next 2 to 3 hours, I froze. So I froze, I want to say, I don't even remember how many bags it was, but he drank breast milk up until 2 months, and then it got to a point that they felt that he had the milk allergy, so he stopped getting breast milk. And then, like, I think around month 5, yes, it was month 5, so he had breast milk from birth to 2 months along with formula, both. Then month 3 and month 4 he had no breast milk because they felt he had a milk allergy, and I was consistently eating dairy, so they did not want, they felt that it would aggravate his stomach, so the doctors felt that I should just stop. And then at month 5, when it was time to start introducing purees and rice cereal, I started incorporating my breast milk in it, and he loved it. So he had like a 2-month hiatus off of breast milk, but he had his last bag of breast milk, I would say the middle between month 8 and month 9. I don't regret what I did. It was a little, what bothered me was when he got hungry and we didn't have food, like formula or breast milk readily heated up for him, so like he had to wait. That was the only part that broke my heart a little bit, because I'm like, yo, I could just flip out my boob and he can eat. But I did right by him the best I could, because honestly, I really feel that yes, breast milk is great. It has all these nutrients, all these antibodies. I really feel like Lucas got some of my antibodies because he thrived during those months, and he still is thriving. But I really feel that to have a happy, healthy kid, you need a happy, healthy mom. So I did what was best for me. There are a lot of people out there that disagree with my decision, that they breastfed their kids to like a year, over a year. I just couldn't do it. Do I want more kids? This is a... I feel like this is a David and I question. I do want to film a Q&A with him as well. I'll speak for myself. I am not sure yet. And the reason why I say that is because I'm sure I can open up my heart to another child. But I really feel right now, my heart is so full with the family that I have, that it's like, I don't want to stretch my attention away from Lucas. He's a terror. He's a lot of work. He's definitely entering that toddler stage where he's starting to try us a little bit. So he's definitely in a stage right now where he is trying us. So I wouldn't mind it. This is what I'm going to say before I go into a whole tangent. And again, I feel this is a conversation I should have with David sitting next to me. We definitely need a bigger place first. I will just leave it at that. Do I have any tips on being married? Don't rush to get married. Don't get married just because. Realize what you want. Don't settle. I feel that the biggest component of a marriage is communication. Communication. Consistently saying how you feel, consistently saying what you need, making sure you create a safe space for your partner so they can say what they need. But David and I have tons of conversations about communication, and it's not because we're struggling. It's just a point of like, it is so important to say how you feel and what you need, because it's just important. But don't settle. Like, there are people that get married just because they're having a kid. There were a few people that felt that way about my marriage. I was engaged before I even found out I was pregnant. I had every intention of getting married. David and I just had a time, like, not that we got married on a time crunch, but we had a specific time and time frame and plan for us to get married. We got our marriage license, and then it was like the Hunger Games to get married. Like, there was, because of COVID, it was very hard to find a place to get married. But we ended up lucking out how we did. The judge that married us, chef's kiss. My favorite part about being a mom, I guess, is seeing this little person I created and getting so much praise about him and how well he's doing and a good job that David and I are doing. Because there are times that, you know, as a parent, you question, like, am I doing the right thing? Mom guilt is very real. But my favorite, I want to say my favorite thing about being a mom so far, because I know it's going to change, is when I'm away somewhere, or like if Lucas is at like his grandparents' house and I FaceTime, or if I'm at work and I come home from work and he sees me, he's like he's so excited to see me, and it's just like that unconditional love. Like, no matter what kind of day I had, no matter what I'm stressing about, what I'm going through, like, that little boy is always so happy to see me, and it's just so rewarding. How do I deal with financial stress? I have no idea. I mean, honestly, I've mentioned it in several of my videos that the inflation is killing me. Honestly, David and I are living in the most expensive city in the world, and we have a 1-bedroom, and it's 4 of us if you count Nala. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. A lot of people feel that, not in terms of us, but in terms of like our generation, that it's because we like living paycheck to paycheck. It's because we like to spend our money on BS and nonsense and junk, and it's part of it. I mean, I can't sit here and say that I don't have an iPhone. I can't sit here and say that I'm not filming on a camera. You know, I do spend money on things, but just our rent alone is ridiculous. Like, there are people that are paying half of my rent right now in another state for 2 bedrooms. And it's like, the amount of money I'm spending right now on a 1-bedroom, I could only imagine what I'm going to be looking at a 2-bedroom. I'm about to turn part of this living room into a bedroom, because we are eventually going to move, because David and I outgrew this apartment long before Lucas. It's just this economy right now, and the math ain't mathin', you know. Stuff is getting more expensive in price, but the wages are not, so we shall see. But to answer the question, I would say that I lean on David a lot. We lean on each other. I can't sit here and say that we don't get into arguments about it. And it's not because we're arguing as to one person doing wrong, one person doing right. We argue because we're so frustrated. But I try to think about one of my... I asked the same question to one of my favorite YouTubers the other day, and she mentioned positivity, so I'm definitely gonna bubble that up as well. Positivity, gratitude. David always brings me back full circle. Like, I think about how stressed we are, but I think about how I have a Christmas tree up in my house right now. There are people that don't have that. I'm alive, I'm healthy, I have a baby. 2 years ago, I didn't think that would be possible to have my baby, and he's here ready to run from us any day now. So just practicing positivity and gratitude. In the moment, it's hard. You don't really want to hear that, but just trying to bring yourself back to that. How is my mental health postpartum after baby? It has its struggles. Postpartum was definitely a wave. Like, it came in spurts. I think the first month, I would say the first month or 2 of Lucas's life was the hardest. I feel that at one point I felt I wasn't going to be able to connect with him. I automatically connected to him. I didn't feel I was going to be a good mom. So I felt that is what caused me to have somewhat of a disconnect. But it has its moments in terms of like financial stress is a big one, and work stress, and living in 2022 stress with everything going on in the news and everybody dying, and it's just a lot. It's definitely better. It's a work in progress. I'm in therapy weekly, which helps a lot. A lot of people feel that that's excessive, but I've learned if I go 2 to 3 weeks without therapy, I'm just a disaster. So I would say it's better. It's better than it's been in several years, because I'm putting the best foot forward to start the therapy. well, to do the therapy. How did my physical go after baby? It went better than I expected it to go. I did gain weight, so I gained minimal weight while pregnant. Then I lost a ton of weight after I gave birth, and then I gained it all back. So that's a work in progress. I really thought she was going to find something wrong with my liver because of all the painkillers I take between my carpal tunnel and my knees. But the carpal tunnel and my knees is just my body reverting back to its original self, is what the doctor told me. Having COVID stripped my airway, so now I'm on like 3 different asthma medications. But I'm grateful because it definitely makes me feel better that I'm not going crazy. Like, you know, it's one, the media loves to be likes to cause hysteria about things, but COVID really screwed up my lungs. So doctor has me on like a pill and 2 inhalers, so we'll see how it goes. But it went pretty good considering. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. How are we dealing with teething? You know, Lucas's teething is, knock on wood, it's not bad. It gets really bad when a tooth is about to break. Like, I know for sure, he keeps going. So there's definitely one coming like on the top here, because I saw it, and I think he's getting one on the side. And I have a feeling they're both going to try to come at the same time, of course. Baby Oragel is my best friend. I know somebody's going to judge me, but Baby Oragel, infant Tylenol is my best friend because I don't like my baby to suffer. If I try to give him Oragel and it doesn't work, or if I give him a couple of teethers and it doesn't work, I will give him some infant Tylenol. He's not taking it all day, every day, so calm down, Karens. He's taking it mainly sometimes at night to help him sleep. I bought one of the, like, you can find them on Amazon because the name brand ones are ridiculous in price. The fruit feeders. I put the frozen bananas in it. I'll even take a jar of baby food and like throw it in there and freeze it. Those work wonders. It instantly calms him down. At the same time, it gives him a snack. But the 2 bottom ones that he has, they both came at the same time. So I really feel that one on the side and one at the top is coming. Because when he came back from his grandmother's, I opened and I checked them. He did have one coming here. Is it hard to share a room with Lucas? Sometimes, I'm not going to lie, it is, because there are times that David and I just want to lay in bed and watch TV, but we have to be mindful of the noise of the TV because Lucas is sleeping across from us. Or, like right now, I would be filming this in my room. David's trying to get Lucas down to go to bed. So that's the frustrating thing. I really don't mind it because I think about if I had like a co-op or like a house and I would have to walk across to get places. The only thing I have to walk across to get to right now is my kitchen. So that's not terrible, but it has its moments. Like, I feel like it's very rewarding because I don't have to walk across the house, but at the same time it does kind of get annoying because there are times that I just want my room and can't do that. How is it having a partner on an opposite schedule? It is extremely, extremely difficult. So just for visibility, I work part-time during the day. I work like a mid-shift from Thursday through Sunday. David works Tuesday night through Saturday night, overnight. And that's hard because we're literally 2 shifts in the night. Luckily, we have, for the most part, the same days off. Like, he's off Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night. I'm off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I have him Saturday nights. I have him Sunday nights when I come home from work. And I have him all day to myself Monday and part of the day on Tuesday. So it's okay. The main issue with it is, okay, perfect example on Saturdays, right? So I go to work during the day on Saturday. David will sleep while I'm at work. I'll come home by like 12:30 midnight, like, well, 12 o'clock midnight to 1:30, and David is, because he slept all day, right? So that's the part that makes it frustrating. I mean, it works for us in terms of childcare. It has its moments because I know David is still very tired watching Lucas during the day, but Lucas has adapted and he lets David live and lets David sleep, and he'll take his nap, and they have their own thing. But it's definitely hard. We manage. We've been doing it for a while now, but David has already accepted, like, it's not for him. He's getting ready to move on to hopefully a different shift, if not another job. What do we do for childcare? Is daycare expensive? We do not have Lucas in daycare. I decided to be part-time, to be home with my child. Now that doesn't mean that my child will not be going to school. He will very well be going to school. As soon as he's able to be in school, he will be going to school. Because I think it's important for him to socialize and be around other kids. But at the same time, daycare, which would be beneficial for him as well, is ridiculously expensive. The amount of money I would have been making full-time, I basically would have been making part-time money, because that money would have went to daycare. Does that make sense? Plus, with daycare, I would have had to provide the diapers, the wipes, the food, the formula. I would have had to provide all of that. So why do all of that and take him somewhere when I could just have him home with me? Our parents, between my parents and David's mom, they've been helping us on weekends. So, for example, my mother will come and get the baby. So David could catch up on sleep. I could catch up on sleep. Honey, when I tell you, the sleep I get, if let's say my mom picks up Lucas like Friday to Saturday, the sleep I get Friday to Saturday, you would think I'm dead, because that's how deep of a sleep that I'm in. So they'll alternate and they'll help us out. Sometimes David's mom comes here, which is helpful because Lucas will be here in his element with his toys and everything, but David will be here and he'll get to like play his games or stream and record and do everything he wants. There are some weekends that he's home with us. A lot of people feel that we have him out of the house too much. I have mixed emotions about that. I mean, when he was younger, it was kind of harder because I feel like he would derail a little more. If he was like with his grandparents and then come back with us, he would be way out of his element. But I have been a drill sergeant when it comes to him and when it comes to his schedule, that he follows the same schedule wherever he is. So whoever has my son follows his schedule. If they cannot follow the schedule, he cannot participate in whatever they're doing. Because I feel that it's not so much for me, it's for him. And my son is in bed 8:30, pushing at 9 o'clock. Like right now it is 9:22. My son is sleeping because he needs to sleep. He thrives on the sleep. Depending on how he feels, he will sleep the whole night through tonight. If not, he'll probably get up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning for a bottle. But that's what we do for childcare. I do part of the week. David does the rest of the week. Sometimes we'll do the weekends. If not, my parents or David's mom will jump in. Do you see yourself living anywhere else? No. Because I've been in New York forever. For as long as I've lived. I've visited other places. Other places look nice. As much as I don't want to think about it, it is definitely a reality that we may have to move, because with the money David and I make, it's just not feasible for us to continue to live in New York. But I don't see that, because it's like I will have no family. None. No support system. And even though he'll be older and it'll be a little easier, it's still like holidays and stuff. I just don't. David and I don't have a car, so it's different. There's definitely some financial things we'll have to tweak first. Like David and I are like little by little working on like a 5-year plan of like what we want to do in terms of finances, our goals, things we want paid off, things we want done, so we could reassess where we live so we won't have to move. But if the rent prices keep going the way they're going, we're gonna have to leave. I'll do one more. Can you tell me one thing that you miss about being pregnant? I miss, so I distinctly remember second and third trimester, like, Lucas is here with me, but it was one thing when he was inside of me, if that makes sense. Like, I miss the kicks. Phantom kicks are definitely a real thing. I feel the kicks all the time. I miss the kicks. I miss, like, I used to talk to him all the time while he was in my belly. I spoke to him. I miss being like, he is still man cub. We still call him man cub. But I used to be like, more than anything, because he didn't have a name yet, he was always man cub in my belly. I'd be like, come on, man cub. All right, let's go to the bathroom. All right, let's go get toast with peanut butter. All right, we're waiting for this bus. Okay, like, I miss that. And I've been reflecting on it a lot lately, because this time last year, I was out pregnant with him. I can't believe he's getting ready to turn 1 year old. It is breaking my heart. But that's definitely something I miss, the kicking. I don't miss the first trimester at all. I don't miss the fear of having a miscarriage. I don't miss the nauseousness. I don't miss how tired I was. And that's another thing. People are like, when are you gonna have another baby? Give us another baby. And it's like, the first trimester kicked my ass. I don't know if I'll be able to go through the first trimester and take care of Lucas. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. It just, we'll see. Never say never. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video, experiencing Lucas meeting Santa for the first time and my little Q&A. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, hit the subscribe button, and ring that bell. That way you'll be notified of all the latest here at EP Life. And I'll see you guys next time.